talking inside outside veer here. Put this Christmas tree on the beginning of this. We tell our kids all the time, like our option principles are the actual tree. When your wife, or me, my daughter, or whatever, we put the tree up in the Christmas time. The most important part of it is the tree, and that's the option stuff for us. The stockings, the lights, the tinsel, all the other stuff that goes around it, the ornaments. That's just what we dress it up with. So that's kind of what we talk about to our kids, and they believe in that and they understand that. So that's kind of the basic part of it. I think quarterback is a teachable skill. And then I've talked about this for non-traditional running back. So what we've had in the past, our school's right outside of Fort Campbell. It's a military school, and got a lot of move-ins and move-outs. This running back you see here on the right, this guy was actually in the band. He was a military transfer from Virginia, where they had kind of a different kind of band than we had. And, we were up there filling up the water coolers one day before spring practice, and this guy walked by, and he looked like $1 million, and we talked him into playing football instead of being in the drum line. And we got a lot of use out of him. He was a really good player. But he was a non-traditional back. He did not fit that mold. I hadn't played football before, but because of our scheme, he was usable. This quarterback over here on the left, he was a all city football player, all city basketball player, good quarterback for us. Coach's kid. I think you can teach this skill. And it baffles me that people think you can't teach it to read it, but you can't teach a kid to read it, but you can teach a kid that is a below average thrower if you work hard enough to be a really, really good thrower of the football. Then I just don't know that you can do that. But it is a teachable skill as long as you work on it. And I think it's way easier to teach it than that. We talked, obviously the option game it's different. You don't see a lot of it. I think that benefits us. I think it makes it a little harder in game one, because those people have all summer to work on it. But I think it's a big deal. It's hard to get your scout team to replicate it. It's hard to do that. We talk about, I know, I think it was Coke or Pepsi bought Fanta recently, but we talk about, finding our pineapple soda. Got that from Mitch Stewart when he was at Murray State. You got to be different. Like if you're not better, you got to be different, and we're okay with being different. We almost want to be weird. Like difference almost not strange enough. We want even more than that. But I will say we got better when we got honest with ourselves. We got beat by Springfield, a really good football team, really well coached a couple of years ago. We were just doing way too much stuff. Kids didn't understand it. It didn't match together very good. And we cut a lot of it out. I think good coordinators are better subtractors than they are adders. When you can subtract things out and make things easy for your kids, makes it way better offense to me. Triple and veer. We're going to talk about that. Inside veer, outside veer. The differences. We'll start with the gives, okay, and I'll talk to you about the blocking scheme of it. Started under center. I know most people are going to the pistol like Coach Stewart and like us. We do have the ability to get under center. We don't do it very much. You will get more gives under center than you get pulls. There's no doubt about it. They have less time to react. If you've got a really, really good fullback and an average quarterback, under center might help you more. If they're equal, or your quarterback's a good runner, I think pistol gives you a lot of advantages. This is under center. I've already said this. This guy right here, good football player, is playing Division III nose tackle at Wisconsin Stevens Point next year. Good football player. He's not an I back. He fits our scheme, but he's not an I back. He played nose tackle for us, was all district player, played in the All-Star game. Really, really good kid. And we got a lot of work out of him, got a lot of yards out of him, playing this scheme. Where if we played another scheme, not so much. He probably would have been a guard in another scheme, and I think he'll even tell you that. You know what I mean? We're ripping and running under that read right there. We'll talk about kind of how we block this real quick. We do something a little bit different on the backside. We don't step to it on the backside. We block away from it. The reason is not so much under center. Under center, I think you can do either way. But when you're in the pistol and these guys are hot off the edge, I never want my quarterback to get hit in the back. So we do back block this. What we do, we find the read like everyone does. First guy head up or outside the tackle in this situation. We're going to veer, release, and rip and run to this linebacker. We're going to double team the next thing back to the next linebacker, and then we're going to block back from that point. So here you'll see us do that. The guy doesn't commit to it. I've coached this a bunch of different ways. I've got a guy that played for the Detroit Lions or plays for the Lions now. Plays linebacker for them in special teams, and he was a great football player in high school. He was my quarterback. He liked to read the near shoulder. So if that near shoulder is coming flat down the line, and he's turned it, then we're going to pull that thing. I've had a guy that actually liked to read the feet, that liked to read the toes of the guy to see if his toes were pointed to him. I think either way you teach it, I don't think even that's those two ways are the only way to teach it. I talked to Malcolm Perry that played at Navy. I think the thing is you just got to rep it. You just got to rep it. You got to rep it. You got to rep it. You got to rep it, and you got to let the kid figure it out. It's got to be repped in indie. It's got to be repped in team. It's got to be repped in pods. It's got to be repped in group. All that other stuff. Okay. So here, the screen's blocking the deal here, but here we're gonna get a veer deal. Okay. When we do this, okay, we down block everything. I know that's a little bit odd, but we're going to down everything. We're going to read the first thing outside of the wing, okay? But actually in this funny formation, that's guard, that's tackle, he's our wing. We've got 2 extra guards in here, but we ID him as the wing. So we're going to read the first thing outside of him. We're going to down everything else. Big formation for us, helped us a lot. If you want more on that double tight end, it's 2 guards this year or this particular year was for us. But you can go back to the formation deal. That guy's just so displaced. There's no way he can come flat down and tackle the running back. So that's a give for us. I don't like how this guy is tight. Or he's not tight enough, okay? He should be running straight off the butt of this. He should not be flaring out at any point here. He should be disappearing behind that wall. We got to coach to get out of this space right here. We don't want that space at all. We want that guy super, super, super tight on our veer play. Going to the next one here. I was Gallatin, good team out of Nashville. We do some different things against them that I'll show you. But if this guy, a lot of times we'll get this guy trying to cross your face, okay? Our rule is you cross your face, you got to take it, okay? It makes the linebacker, it makes them exchange principles in terms of the dive. This guy right here, this fullback was a military transfer from California, came to us as a senior, got here right before the season started. Again, not an eye back. That was not his thing. This was 2 years ago. He's downhill. He's a good player when he's in a downhill scheme and he runs straight. Okay. So that was veer for us there for a touchdown untouched. It was a really, really good deal for us. Here's a really good example of why we exchange inside outside veer. There was a coach that when I was a young coach, I started coordinating offense. I was like 21. We were playing a big game and we got stuck in the scissor lift and couldn't get down for halftime. I was talking to him and said, Coach Cobb, what's the best complement to inside veer? And he said it's outside veer by far. Started studying it, looking at it, and it is. I think if I could only have one other run play, if I had inside veer and I could only have one other one, I would take outside veer. And this is the reason. You see your typical 50 front here is Hendersonville, really good team in Nashville, North Nashville. If we're running triple here, this is the way we're going to block this thing. Okay. We're going to ID the dive player as the first guy head up or outside the tackle. So let me switch to the back shot real quick. Might get a better look. Oop, no back shot. All right, so we're going to go with this. All right, we're going to ID the guy that is the first man head up right outside the tackle. So in this situation, he would be our dive read. We're going to veer release this thing and get to that front side inside backer. We're going to double team the next thing inside of the read to the backside backer, and then we're going to back block these two. Okay. That's just a typical triple. I don't think that's news to anybody or whatever. Okay, the real deal here is when you go veer and you go to when you go veer, you take their responsibilities and you swap them. Okay, so in this situation, if you're worried about triple, you got to teach this guy to take the dive, and this guy to take the quarterback, and then your pitch player's got to come from support. If you're running outside veer and you down this player with the wing, all of a sudden that changes, and this guy becomes the dive player, who is the guy that you taught all week to take the quarterback, if that makes sense. Okay, we will crack block this first side, that front side inside most of the time. We don't here because this was 2 years ago, but we actually get this a lot. Okay, on triple, he's a quarterback player. Well, we run veer here. Okay, watch what happens. The kid straight up field, right, going to take the quarterback, dive slides underneath him, right. But that's not his responsibility. It's not what he worked on all week, and you get we get caught there, but you get a near touchdown from that guy. All right. Situation here. Okay. Now all of a sudden, all right, against veer, right, he's the dive player. Against triple, he's the quarterback player in this situation. Okay, we go veer, right, playing the quarterback, eyes on the quarterback, slide right under him. Good read by the quarterback, and then we're untouched into the second level right there for that 10-yard kind of gash or run. Really like those. This is from a scrimmage. This is our young guys. I stuck this in because it's got drone shot to it. I don't like us to run the drone here. I think you really got to teach this, right? So in this situation, we're running triple. Okay. When you do this, you're going to get this veer release and you're going to get this double team to this backside linebacker. Okay. If that backside linebacker slides over the top of this double team, which does happen sometimes, and this safety like goes to the middle of the field because of the motion, which does happen sometimes, it does open this cutback. Okay. That cutback is there sometimes. Problem is, we tell our guys, like, once the problem is once they hit that cutback once, they think it's there all the time, and it's absolutely not there all the time. We tell our guys, you want to date the comeback, or the cutback, but you don't want to marry the cutback. You just want to date it. You want to, that's how you got to treat that. Okay, this back's job is to chase this double team hard. He's got to chase this double team, and he's got to see that linebacker. If he's over the top, he can slide back. If he tries to fill it right here, he's got to hit that thing vertical. There's a couple more. Of those on here. You get fast flow by the linebacker over the top. That guy circled as the dive player on veer based on how they lined up here. He gets downed, right? First guy that touches us is the safety for another 10, 12-yard gain. Okay, we get a lot of these, right? A lot of 10, 12-yarders. We're not super athletic in terms of our back. Sometimes we do get caught from behind a lot, but I think this scheme gives us a chance to do that. He sees that motion, he's over the top, misses his responsibility, and we run right underneath that thing. Big deal here. Now, in this situation, okay, you'll notice in some of these clips, our backs feet are square, and some of them they're split. We went to this split feet back deal this year. It's helped us tremendously. Okay, we don't want any false steps there. You get a little bit of pick it up, put it down from that front foot right there. We don't want that. We went back 2 years ago and we pulled all of the option plays that we felt like were difficult reads. And the bottom line is the fullback's not hitting it quick enough. Okay. By getting rid of that 2-feeted stance, it allows us to hit it faster. It's been really successful for us this year. We broke the school all-time scoring record since 1945. And I attribute a lot of that to just splitting that back's feet. Some of the backs don't want to do it, but they just sit on the bench if they don't. Okay.